Hi, hello, and welcome to another episode of Course.
China.
I'm Fernando, and this is
Ziv.
And today we are with Andrea Rossi. He likes to be called Andy, right?
everybody.
Welcome to the show.
Hi,
Thank
Andy.
you. Ciao,
Okay,
Ziv. Ciao, Fernando.
Ziv, why don't you introduce Andy for us, please?
All right, so Andy Rossi.
Yes.
Andy Rossi is from Rome. He came to China, to Shanghai first 16 years ago after he studied some Chinese in the university. He worked in Shanghai for 2 years and then he moved down here to Dongguan, Shannan to be specific. And he's working for a big Italian retailer.
Yes.
Garment retailer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he's also a singer on a very special band
Popular.
of foreigners not
Quite
just in Dongguan, started from Dongguan, but all over China now. Thank you for being here, Andy.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, cool.
Really nice.
So I'm interested to know, why did you choose Chinese as your degree? I mean, that rings a little bit unusual, particularly for a Roman guy.
Yeah, was it your first choice? Or?
No, it wasn't my first choice because I started studying law. So I was halfway through law school.
All right.
Yes, and I was quite good, but I didn't like much. So
Don't like arguing?
not much.
Okay.
So something happened in my family life, so made me think a lot about what I want to do. And my mother got sick and whatever. And then one night, I discovered that maybe I should change what I have to study, and I pick up the university book, and I was in between philosophy and Chinese, and I choose Chinese. So the next day I went to the university to say, okay, now I change, and I started again all over.
So you were interested in philosophy.
Yes, I was, because in high school I didn't. I studied a bit, but not so much. I wasn't ready for that, I think. So I
Yeah,
was
they say
interested.
those that don't study well, they say he's a philosopher.
Yes. But then I say, okay, let's study something new. You know, at that time nobody was into Chinese.
And
Right.
what was it like learning Chinese in Italy back then?
All I knew it was that my university in Rome was pretty famous, because at that time there were only 3 places to study Chinese at university, so Venice, Naples, and Rome, and the teachers were pretty good. So
You were Chinese teachers.
Yes, and there was the head of the University of Chinese. There's an Italian guy who was very famous,
What's his name? Do you remember?
Federico Masini.
Mazzini.
And because he spent time a long time in China, in Beijing, and so he was very famous. He wrote a lot of books.
Did you know any Chinese people? Anything that brought you to pick the Chinese? Anything?
All I knew it was
Did you like Chinese girls? I mean, I don't know anything.
all I knew it was I love The Last Emperor, the movie
Okay.
from Bertolucci.
Uh-huh.
All I knew that. I
Okay.
watched it. I still remember, because we watched in the middle school. And all my friends are like, oh, I don't like this movie. I was like, why, it's so great.
It's funny how movies influence your life. I mean,
Yes.
Right.
for me, it was Le Grand Bleu.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. I know.
Yeah. That's four.
Enzo, El Mio Palmo.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
the
Enzo Mallorca.
diving- the
Enzo
diving
Mallorca.
one?
Yeah.
The
Enzo
diving
Mallorca.
one.
Yes,
Mallorca,
sure,
yeah.
sure.
And,
Right.
and that's why I wanted to be a diver and
Right.
a marine biologist and
Right.
whatnot. But yeah, interesting how movies affect.
Yeah, all I knew about China was that.
So you choose Chinese. Did you know any word in Chinese when you chose that? Nothing, right?
Not at all.
I didn't even know ni hao before
No,
I came
ni-
to
no,
China.
neither.
I didn't even know
I
that.
learned ni hao.
I think today anyone in the world knows ni hao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have another question. Were there a lot of Chinese people in Italy at the time?
Yes. In Rome, we have an
Residents
area,
or tourists or
mostly like Chinese from previous generation already there. They have shops.
Chinese
there.
Italians.
Yes.
Hong Kongese people? Because for example, most Chinese that are in the United
America.
States are from Hong Kong.
No,
Most.
in Italy we have mostly from Wenzhou and Fujian. Yes,
That's interesting.
There's a lot of Fujian people all
But
over
like
the
fourth
world.
generation already, I think third or fourth generation already.
So they look Chinese, but they're Italians.
Yes, they speak Roman. I mean, much better than me.
Is it
Right.
like a dialect? Roman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it just like Italian, similar?
I mean, you can understand, but we cut a lot of words. I think it's fun.
You mean it's just Italian but more lazy?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you change from law
Yes.
in the
Chinese.
middle to Chinese,
Yeah.
like a major in Chinese.
Yeah, major in
Okay.
Chinese and modern history, because I was very interested in history too. So
And then, so you had to study for how long more?
4 years more. So I lost 3 years
Oh,
in
wow.
law school.
Oh, Lord.
So
Oh,
I was like, oh my God. So I talk with my parents and they say, okay, no problem. You do what you feel. And at the same time, I wanted to work too because I need to pay a little bit.
Right.
So I worked too, like as a swimming teacher.
Swimming teacher.
Yes.
Okay.
For 9 years. Yes.
9.
Before, yes.
Wow.
Were you ever like a competitor?
Yes. I joined national competition when I was really small. Yes. Then
I was a national swimmer
Oh, really?
when I was 11.
wow. Me too. I
Full of surprises. Fernando.
I started swimming from
I've done
since I
so
was
many
5.
things.
5 to 15 I was in national competition.
I
yes.
was swimming from age 8 until 11, but I only got into competition like after 10.
And
Yeah.
I know how to swim. so you so you work.
So I was studying in the morning and working
Okay.
in the afternoon. Yes.
So you studied, you finished, you graduated with Chinese language and modern history,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And then what happened then? I mean, after you graduated.
Then I found a job through a friend of mine. Then he introduced me a guy. He had a trading company. I say I need a guy in Shanghai. So I just like, okay, whatever. I didn't even ask nothing, how much, whatever.
jumped on
I
it.
just jump on the plane and just went
Because
there.
I think for anyone that
Whatever.
studying Chinese, and I know a lot of people around the world take it as minor, maybe even not major, and they study Chinese in universities. I guess that the first thing they want to do when they graduate is somehow go to
Get
China.
Yeah.
So to practice their Chinese.
Sure.
That was your thinking, right?
Yeah, because I didn't have any experience in China. So I say, well, I have a job. I can practice Chinese, so it's even better because some students, they come here to study Chinese in university, which is different. I came here with kind of job, so
Right.
I have to really face practical problems.
When you
because
study Chinese in Italy or in other countries, do you study through that anything about China other than the language?
we used to have courses of language, which only grammar and words, and you need to write a lot. I have a lot of books, like
Right.
you need to handwriting a lot. And then, I was into history, so you have to study a lot of history.
Chinese history.
Chinese, I study also Japan, Asia, history, mostly that. And the other subject you can choose from, pick up from other faculty.
Right.
I want to ask you a complicated question, and remember that you're free to refuse to answer any question. A lot of people argue that Chinese people rewrite history.
Right.
Did you
You
find
mean
that?
Chinese people? You mean Chinese,
Well, Chinese-
authority?
Chinese authorities, rewrite. Yeah, thanks
Right.
for the correction. I did not mean any offense. that Chinese history has been rewritten.
Right.
Did you find that when you were learning Chinese?
When we were in university, no, because we
Then you know.
use like Western books.
Okay.
Right.
Some of my teachers were also here, to study before and then become teachers. So they wrote books by themselves, and I didn't feel that time because
Okay.
was
I
pretty open.
think I would say that every government or every nation rewrite their history
sure.
somewhat.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
Yeah.
everywhere, yes. Yeah. I never read really a whole book from Chinese
History.
And then you got a job. You went
Yeah.
to Shanghai,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Shanghai is this is 2000s, right?
I think
Yeah.
2004. Yeah,
Okay.
something, three.
It's already big metropolis.
After
Yeah.
after yes.
Huge city, right? Very interesting, metropolitan. And did China surprise you? Did you have any culture shock?
Yes, because Shanghai is even the time it was like a metropolis. Like
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, that's another word.
Did you like it right away? Or-
Not so much because I'm a small town guy, so it
Mhm.
was very big. So to travel, to take a taxi, even now is for me is too complicated. So I like a small city. Yes.
You graduated Chinese language, then you landed in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Could you speak Chinese?
No. I mean, just few words, and then everybody was talking to me. I was like, "Can you repeat?"
Was it because of the dialects, maybe? Or?
No, just because I needed practice.
I think
Yeah.
everybody is in this boat that study
Yeah,
Chinese,
sure.
from what I understand.
It's a big shock.
Yeah.
Shock, yes, because for maybe 6-8 months you need to just
Adjust.
adjust, and then you pick some words.
But I bet that you
practice.
could read some things, right? When
Yes,
you looked at them.
yes,
Way
yes.
more than me when
Yeah.
me and Fernando came here.
That's
Or
that's
something.
true. Yes,
Yeah.
I could read some signs at least.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
We
So
talked
it's
about
funny.
it.
It's funny because you know, in China, a lot of times it blows your mind. You sit in a taxi, the taxi driver talks to you. You're like timbutong, which is I don't understand,
Yeah.
and then they take the paper and they write it in Chinese, and they
Yes.
show you like you didn't understand what they're saying, but you can read it. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, you
I'm like,
expect me
what?
to understand what you're writing.
Sure, sure.
But for you, maybe
For me, it was
that
even
worked.
better because when they speak very fast. At that time, I was like, no, I cannot do it. Then I was
Right.
also working by phone. It's even worse because I really.
Yeah.
It's very,
But
very
Italian
different.
people speak fast. Well,
Yes.
Italian.
Yes, sure, but other words.
What about
completely.
food? Did you have any food situations that were a little bit complicated? I mean, because Italian food is so typical,
Sure.
so part of your identity.
Noodles.
Yeah, but so
same.
different.
Different.
Actually, no, I love Chinese food from
From the beginning?
Yes, I mean, I like spicy food. Shanghai food.
But Shanghai food is sweet, right?
Yeah, I prefer
Oh, they say
spicy
it's
food, more
sweet.
stronger, you know. But no, I didn't have any problem. But I was eating a lot of pizza. I didn't have much money, so
I
a lot
think
of cheap pizza.
Yeah, Shanghai. So Fernando, I think that I mean I came here 2003 directly to Dongguan. You came to,
2000.
but not to Dongguan.
No,
right?
I came to Shanghai for
Oh, you
2
too.
nights.
Shanghai
I was
first.
in Shanghai for 2 nights.
Oh,
And then?
Harbin, Xi'an,
So
Shenzhen,
okay,
and
so also
Dongguan.
smaller cities, right? I think landing and living in Shanghai like you did
yeah,
is different than coming to Dongguan back then.
yeah.
Um,
It's like, I mean, Shanghai was too big and it was difficult to make friends.
But you had more Western
yeah.
restaurants and,
Sure,
and
but
stuff like that. That's what I mean.
I
Didn't have the money.
I
You
didn't have the money to go
do
those.
that.
Right, but at least you saw something familiar, more English, I would
Sure,
say,
sure, sure,
back then.
sure.
Right.
But hey, we talked about that. The English didn't really help, right?
No, I couldn't speak any English
Right.
at that time.
So the English was
I was alone in Shanghai, and all I have to do is speak Chinese every day because I knew I was talking to the factories, so no English.
There is no WeChat translation yet.
Only things I did is watching 24 hours
Chinese
series.
TV.
Yes, so you were saying, so you're watching
to
some...
learn English because I couldn't speak English, so I just watch every day at night after work. Boom, like without even sleeping, like boom, boom, boom with the subtitles.
But-
So I stop. I was like, what is talking about? And then
This is
read.
Really, you
Interesting.
studied.
Actually, I
the
was
TV
studying
shows.
English in Shanghai, not Chinese.
It's interesting because it's an added layer of
Yeah.
difficulty, like Brazilians in Dongguan long time ago. When-
Colombians in Dongguan.
Yes. So
Yeah.
when I came here in the first 1 or 2 years, I taught English to Brazilians
Oh,
that couldn't speak English
yeah.
and couldn't speak Chinese too, right?
Yes,
So
tough.
I'm like, it's like, what is it like Mexicans in or Latinos in some parts of the U.S., right? Some of them speak still Spanish because it's
Yeah.
community, right?
Yeah.
It was the same here, right? And you look at how can you be a foreigner in China,
And not speak
Yeah,
English.
yeah.
not
Tough,
even
yes.
English and not Chinese, right? Well, it's very, very interesting. So you learn English.
I mean, I study English
Yeah.
in school, but
Like most people
yeah,
did,
most
but you
people.
don't
Then you
pay
arrive.
attention.
What is that? I still remember. I think 2005, 6. I met my first friend here.
Right.
He's Irish, and he
Oh.
at a
That's hard to
party,
understand.
right?
Oh
and
my
I was
God.
with an Italian friend, and a very nice, friendly guy, and he talked to me like, well, I don't know, maybe all night, and then at the end, I asked my friends, well, I don't know what he's talking about, I don't know nothing,
I think it's still
and then we
hard for
became
me
best friends.
to understand
It's like,
Irish people.
Really nothing. I still remember that.
It's similar to how I feel when I first met my in-laws. They thought that I spoke some Chinese, and then they left me one day. It was a Chinese New Year. They left me with with the grandma.
Oh,
No English.
sure.
So I spent 2 hours going,
Uh-huh.
真的吗？
You're smart.
明白No. Wow. Like two, and I'm like, don't
Yeah.
ever leave me alone.
So Andy,
Yes.
so you told a story. You landed in Shanghai. You're working for this
Yeah,
trading,
yeah, small
trading
trading
company.
company, yes.
What was the products? What did they trade?
Everything. But I remember I used to do also mini motorbike. like the kids
The
one.
tiny ones, yeah, like the 50cc.
Yeah, yeah.
Vespa?
Yes, I was
No.
expecting that.
No.
The very small
for
one.
the
yes,
kids.
Yeah,
Okay,
for the
okay.
kids. Yes, but they're very fast. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly that and some hats, some lot of things. Yeah.
So you stuck with it. Like you worked hard. It was difficult to
It
be
was
there.
very
but
difficult to communicate with factories because my Chinese was very poor. But it was a good. Now that I look back, yes, it's
You,
a
you
very
fake it
good-
till you make it.
Yeah, sure,
Right?
sure.
So how long? I mean, did you feel your Chinese getting better? Like every day?
I think yes. After the 8 months, it's like a small click.
Yeah.
I guess, and just I felt that I was getting better. Yes, a little bit. Yes.
How about friends in Shanghai? Did you say it was hard to get to?
I had one Chinese friend. That's it. Because I didn't go out much.
You lived in a
In the
factory or
no. I live in Shanghai, really
In
the
Shanghai,
city. Yes, but
okay.
I wasn't going much out. I was
Right.
like more shy guy at that time.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I see.
Important difference.
Yes.
So you stayed there for 2 years.
Yeah. So 1 year, almost 1 year.
Any just before we move on, what's your favorite part of Shanghai today when you're looking back?
The parks are very nice.
Parks?
Yes, I remember the parks, but that's it because I was spending all day outside Shanghai to the factory, so I would going back,
Okay.
sleep, and then again.
All right. So then what happened after these 2 years in Shanghai?
After that, I lost the job because we have some problems with the trading company, so I went back to Italy, and I found another job in Italy in a travel agency.
Oh, so you
I was arranging the trips for Chinese groups in Europe, so arranging the hotels, bus, and getting the phone call complaining about the breakfast.
and so you're
So
talking to the
really
Chinese clients too? You're talking to
using-
them?
Yes. That's
Using
also
the Chinese.
was the moment. Also, I realized another click because I could speak. With
Suddenly you could
by
speak.
phone with Chinese customers. So it's like, oh, that's not bad.
Okay,
Yes.
and so you felt the Chinese was better by then. Did you
Yes.
guide them? Did you take tour guides?
No.
Or just
I
arrange
just
things?
arranged them. Yes. Arrange it through all Europe. Yes, like Italy, France, Spain, Germany.
All that from Rome. You were in Rome. I mean,
Yes,
yeah.
from Rome. Yes.
Okay, and then I mean you're here now, so you didn't stay with this job.
Yeah, I mean, after 8 months, I couldn't stay anymore in the office. I'm not an office guy, so I was like feeling something, and
Agitated. Yeah.
lunchtime I just start to send CVs out, and after 8 months, a call arrived, and
Okay.
I was driving, and this guy from Milan say, "You want to go to China next week?" I say, "Where?" Dongguan. I say, I don't know where is it, but yes, I go. yeah. I didn't know Dongguan about. I just searched,
I didn't know Dongguan
And
before I
I
came
remember
here.
the
What did
first
you
time.
find
Yeah.
when you first searched Dongguan?
Yeah, you
What
searched
was your
Dongguan.
sign?
Exactly. Newer Garden pictures from.
Really?
That's
yeah.
it.
Google.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was still. I read this Google, yeah.
Okay.
But some picture of Newer Garden, I say, not bad.
This looks nice.
But I didn't check actually the factory. So anyway, it's okay. So
Right.
I just talked with my boss who was from the travel agency.
So you tell him, okay, but I want to live there.
Yeah. And so I left the company. The boss say, "Oh, you crazy? You're going next week to China? Don't know where you're going.
Right.
Dongguan. What is Dongguan?" Then I remember I spoke with my Shanghai friends, Chinese guy. Say, "Are you crazy? You're going to Dongguan?" Because you know
Right.
that time Dongguan was very famous.
I'm surprised you didn't find that on Google.
No, I didn't. I
No.
didn't search.
Find what? on
I
Google?
found
'Cause
I
people
found
don't
some
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
I found some article from Italy newspaper talking
Right.
about Dongguan about that.
So the sex trade,
yes.
the sex
Prostitution.
industry,
Yes.
right? Prostitution.
But that wasn't that just like say,
it was
oh,
2006,
Yeah.
5?
It was my Shanghai friends that say it's very dangerous, Dongguan. Don't go there. Are you crazy?
Yeah, Dongguan had a bad reputation.
Yes.
I think it's much better now. I don't think it
Oh,
was
yeah.
justified back then too, but that's
Yeah.
the reputation they had.
Yes. But now it's just like nothing.
Right.
When people tell me that Dongguan is dangerous, I'm like, you don't know danger.
Yeah.
You're from Colombia.
Oh,
so
yeah, you're right.
Tell me about it. I'm from Israel. I mean, we
you
know
don't
danger.
know danger.
But I mean, Italy also, I mean, I guess, right? Can
I
be
think
dangerous.
Dongguan is super safe.
Right.
I mean, even
I
3
think-
o'clock in the morning, you can go out
But I
sleep in
think-
there.
I think not just Dongguan, it's probably hundreds of cities like this in
Yes,
China that are
yes.
super
Sure.
safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, all right, so you took that job. You told your boss you're gone. You're going to
Yeah.
Dongguan. I don't know where it is, but I'm going. And you took the job. You
Yes.
came here a week after.
Yes.
What was the job?
I was working in a small factories in
Chang'an.
Chang'an, yes.
Right. So
Chemical products.
You couldn't live in your garden.
I asked the boss, no, I have a small apartment there in the factory, but the factory was in the middle of nowhere and very small. The apartment was okay, but you don't have anybody, just the workers
Right.
there. And then one night, because I was selling chemical products, so one customer was Italian and
Was it for leather?
was for PU shoes.
For pure shoes?
Yes.
The chemicals, okay.
And then the guy say, Andy, tonight I go to Tunchang. So I
Go where?
in Hollywood Baby. to
Hollywood Baby.
Yes.
The famous Hollywood Baby.
And the first time I went with this guy, yes.
For people who don't know, Hollywood Baby is a Western bar.
Quite legendary.
Legendary. It's been here for ages, decades,
Yes.
and it's an experience on its own. It's its own world. You
Right.
go through the doors and you're like, what?
And this was the when before they moved in Dongchang. I don't know if you know,
Yes.
Fernando, but they were in the other side of the street, right? So it was even more
And that
interesting.
and that was the only bar actually
In that area.
That area.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everybody was there. I mean, that time 2006 is like you can find like hundreds of people there. Even
Right.
if it was small, I remember.
They
it
did
was
a lot of
super-
parties back then. and
Wow,
yeah.
super.
I remember
nice.
the 2 floors. There were
Yeah.
the movie.
You can even couldn't work on the stairs because too many people. Really?
Yeah.
So that was the first time you went there.
Yeah.
So the first time that you went out for a place that you were like, oh wow,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Probably in Dongguan, because in Shanghai,
No, of
perhaps
course, of
you also have
course.
places like that. But
Sure.
But so the factory guy took you. You said.
Yeah. The Italian guy, yeah, Michele.
Yeah,
was-
the Italian guy.
So I
So-
still remember.
You still remember that night?
Sure.
Yeah. When did you end up that night?
remember
Because-
the beginning of the night.
Beginning because I wasn't a big drinker.
Okay.
I never drink alcohol before.
Okay.
So I start with them because the Italian guy is from the north. This guy,
Uh-huh.
and the
drink.
north they drink a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot. And I was like, I
Not
never-
of Italy or not of China?
Not of
Not
Italy,
of
yeah.
Italy. Okay.
and drink a lot. And so I start with him just drink. It's like, my God,
Okay.
it's just like I don't even remember my first after. No, I don't know.
So that was when you came to Dongchang, the more like where the foreigners are.
Yeah, discover a word because I was living in the factory. So I say, oh, this is quite interesting. So I just start thinking.
How long did you stay at that factory in Chang'an
8
before you
months.
actually made the
8
move
months,
to
8
Dongcheng?
months, 8 months.
8 months.
After 8 months, I remember I called the boss. He was in Italy. I say, boss, please, I really want to go there. I mean, at least New York Garden, small apartment. And he say no. And the next day, I was gone.
Really?
Yeah.
You said sorry.
I say sorry. I remember I call a taxi and I move everything. And on the way through Chang'an to Dunchen, I call a real estate agency. Say, hey, I need apartment. Where?
Now.
And she gave me the address. I arrived just with my bag
Really?
in the
Wow.
apartment. I say, I take it.
We need an apartment now.
Yeah. I just like,
That's
I
a
take it. I
China
like
story.
it. Boom.
So what did you do for job then? What did you?
I start looking for job. What can I do? And then after 3-4 months, I found another job. Yes.
This
Okay.
is a China story. You
Yeah.
can rent an apartment without having a job. Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna ask you
Yes.
anything.
Of
Nobody's-
course, China.
Yes, of
Yes.
course.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, it's also a China story that a guy that comes here, start at the factory, slowly things happen. He goes to a bar, he
Yeah.
sees the place where he wants to live. He asks his boss to leave to go there. The boss says no. He say okay, bye, I'm gone. Then he goes there by himself. Then he looks for another job. Then you find another job.
I mean, that time I wasn't even thinking about myself. I just like want to do something because I wasn't thinking to earn money. I just want to stay in a place that I can,
it
live
was
a
your
little bit.
instinct,
Yes.
right?
Sure. Yeah.
So you started another job
Yeah.
in Dongchang this time. You were
Yeah.
living here.
Yes.
And then what was that next job?
The next job was with the Italian company for bags, like
Bags.
computer bags and backpacks. Yes. yeah,
Okay,
sure,
so
sure,
it's
sure.
a new thing to learn.
Yeah, it was completely new for me. But the guy first, the boss, hired me because I speak Chinese. So
Right, again, your language skill.
Yes, and then I start to learn things, some fabrics, some technical things, and it was quite interesting.
The
yes.
ability to learn on the job is very important for people who come to China, because you
Yes.
might not know everything, but
Yeah.
you need to be open and flexible and ready to learn, and that in the end pays off.
I think when they
really,
say
really
that the
well.
opportunities, China has opportunities, still has a lot of opportunities, but you're exactly right. You need to be a person like that.
But also because
opportunities
Chinese,
to learn.
Yeah, and
Because
then
there are many jobs in the West that you just do this and that's it.
Yeah,
And there's
Right.
no growth.
Yes.
There's
Right,
no
right.
stimulation.
right here you can
That's
be
true.
more
Here
free.
you can have more space to learn and faster because you need to do many things. And at the beginning, especially with Chinese language, is a very technical language. So, for example, you can speak perfectly Mandarin, but then if you change the subject, like bags,
Yeah, suddenly
You
you don't
don't
know
know
anything. Right.
so the more you
More
learn
different things
more
you do,
different
the more you
subject,
learn,
the
yeah.
more you learn about language too.
Right.
Yeah, this is kind of the work that I do a lot. I used to work for Bali with
Oh,
a lot of
yeah.
Italians,
Oh,
and
yeah, I know.
they wanted to learn terminology in English
Sure.
about bags.
Sure.
So the buckles and the lining and the it's not your general English that you're teaching. It's just specific things. So as you change jobs, you need to learn
Sure.
new terminology.
Yes. Also now, I mean, I found that for technical things like for bags and garments, I learn from Chinese.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's very difficult to me to pass from Chinese to Italian
All right.
terminology
I,
because I learn in Chinese first.
So just before we take a break, I want to
Sure.
ask you one thing before we continue talking about your career or where are you now?
Yeah.
But how about Italians in China? Are there many?
In Dongguan there are many things, but
In China?
In China, yes.
Where are the most Italians
I
in
think
China?
in Shanghai there's a lot of Italians. Hangzhou too, I know. Some also in Sichuan.
I bet the most foreign chefs in China
Yeah, sure.
are Italian.
Yeah, chefs.
of
yes.
course.
Of course, China.
All right, guys.
All right.
So we're going to take a short break, and we're going to be back with you in
Rock and roll.
a jiffy. All right, guys, and we're back with Andy. Andy, we are going to be playing a game with you called This or That. Well, what's the game about, Ziv?
I don't know.
It's a fun game.
Yeah?
Andy. Yeah, we're gonna give you some questions, some easy, some hard. Maybe if we did good, they might be hard. We're gonna
I'll
give
try.
you two choices, and you just need to choose one and explain why.
Why?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, who starts?
I'll
You
start
start.
with a very, very, something you may expect being Italian, right?
Nice.
Pizza or pasta?
Pasta.
Pasta.
Oh.
Pasta I like because also my son likes it, so we eat almost 3 times a week.
Which
so
one has more carbs?
I think pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends how much you eat because we eat a lot of pasta. Yesterday I cooked like 500
You cook?
grams.
But
Yeah, very
cook?
easy. Yeah.
do you make it or you buy it?
No, I buy the
buy the
pasta. I
pasta.
make the
Okay.
sauce.
They
Yes,
make
I
the
make the
sauce,
sauce.
right.
Yes,
You
Okay.
make the
Italian
sauce.
style.
All right. My turn. Because of your age, I think that this is going to be okay. Sophia Loren or Monica Bellucci?
I have to say Monica Bellucci because it's
Belle.
kind of close to my age. I mean, a little bit older, but still okay. Sophia Loren, yes, but that time, yeah. Now she's
Your parents will not agree, yeah?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. A bit about music. U2 or REM?
You too.
U2?
Yeah, I watched them in 1992 in
Oh, really?
Rome. Oh, I still remember.
Really?
I waited like 10 hours in line. Then we got to the first line to the concert.
Your
So you-
influence?
With friends. One of mine just how to say lost his senses, like
Okay.
He was unconscious.
unconscious
During
because
the-
he was so excited. And I have to slap him,
Oh,
Say,
wow.
"Hey, Luigi, come on,
Come
Bono,
back,
Bono,
it's
wake
Bono,
up.
it's Bono,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. When Bono came out, it's like, oh, Andy, I don't feel well. Boom.
For
Okay.
real?
Really? I still
All right.
So you
remember.
guys were into that kind of music, but you didn't speak English.
No,
So how did you enjoy
I mean,
it?
I could sing some songs, but
Uh-huh.
yes, just like this, yes, mumbling, like, blah, blah, blah.
All right, my turn. Again, Italian topic: Ferrari or Lamborghini?
Ferrari.
Ferrari.
Yes,
Mm.
I like the color. I mean, it's legendary, and I'm not into cars, but Ferrari, yes.
Have you ever driven one?
No, not
Never?
yet. I be inside one, but I didn't drive.
All right.
Yeah.
Mm. Do you
Yes.
know that there's places where you can actually rent for like a 20-minute experience?
Really?
Yeah, my brother was in Italy last year
Nice.
or 2 years ago, and
Have
he
you?
drove a.
Have you?
I've been in one, but I've never
Ah.
driven one.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm.
All right, we're still going Italian here. You
Yeah.
know, you're the first Italian guest we have on the show, so
Staying topical.
we can't resist.
Pizza mandolino.
Yeah. Lazio or Roma?
I always had
Which are football teams in Rome, right? Yeah.
My mother is a supporter of Rome,
Okay.
and my father is Lazio. So I always,
You like both?
yeah, I like both. Yes, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Depends on
Yeah.
who you want to
It
upset.
depends. Yes.
If
Who's
you want to
better?
upset
The
your
better
mom.
one.
Yes,
You choose.
yes.
All right. Do you prefer a real book or a Kindle?
That's a good question. Before I prefer real books, but now because I read a lot, so I need space.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought a Kindle and I have to do it because otherwise I need I don't know another room for that. For
How
the
many
books.
how many books you read every month?
Maybe 5, 6.
Every month.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you read Italian books or
English now. Yeah.
English now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Wow. All right. Shanghai or Hong Kong?
Shanghai.
Shanghai.
Yes.
Because of your time there, or
Hong Kong for me is it's not very comfortable city for me. It's too crowded and the space is very small.
okay.
I don't really enjoy be there, honestly. Even in my
Okay.
offices there, I
Okay.
really don't enjoy.
All right.
All right. Something that we're going to talk about in a second. Sorry. You play music. Do you like to play in large crowds or smaller crowds? Crowds. Crowds.
You got
I need water.
the Chinese accent right now.
You need
Flying
beer.
lies, yeah?
I mean, with the band because we play rock, so we need large crowds for sure. I prefer, but we enjoy also small crowds. Sometimes we play here in B Quarter.
Right,
Sometimes
right.
we play in Aris Bar, and it's a different setup, which sometimes I enjoy more because I can listen to myself. Sometimes because the guy is so loud. Sometimes it's like, what? I don't even know what I'm singing.
You come here to listen to us, but we hear you.
Yes.
You gave some great shows, like 5 meters from where I stand,
Yes.
from where I sit now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It was very nice. Yeah.
all right. So just is it before the last one? I have one for you. Drinks again. We're back to Italian.
Sure.
Campari or limoncello?
Campari before dinner, limoncello after. Sure.
Campari. Yeah. Okay.
All
Makes
right.
sense.
And we finish this round with the last question. We know that you're learning to play guitar, but
Yeah.
acoustic or electric?
Now I'm learning acoustic because Frank, the guitarist of the band, give me this guitar. Just say you can use it, and now every day 1 hour I made a commitment to myself, and
How long have you been learning?
just 1 week.
1 week?
You like it?
I enjoy it a lot. Yeah, but now it's just getting painful, but it's okay.
Getting
It's a
painful.
process.
You gotta get the calluses.
Yeah, I'm getting that. So I feel proud.
If Frank is laughing at you?
No, actually,
He's supporting.
He suggested, say,
Yeah.
Andy, go to my apartment because he's in Italy. So pick up this guitar, which is very expensive. So be careful.
Yeah.
But you have to learn. I say, actually, it's a good idea. I can, So now every night at 8:00. So
It's
it's
right.
quiet time, and I enjoy 1 hour. Yes.
Nice.
But how are you learning? Do you have like lessons on
Now I'm watching
or
YouTube video from
everything is YouTube.
a very famous guy, Italian guy called
Okay.
Massimo Varini. It's really clear and 7 minutes lesson. So you don't
Brief.
you cannot get bored. So you just practice.
Maybe I should try. I know some, but I need more.
I always
yeah.
wanted to.
All right. And this was this
Or that.
exactly.
All right, guys. So, Andy, let's continue then with your story here in Dongcheng.
Right. So you we were just talking about you moving to Dongcheng, moving to the expat area
Yeah.
from Chang'an.
Yeah.
And you started working for a company making handbags, not handbags, handbags too, right?
Yeah, computer bags,
computer bags,
handbags,
different things.
backpacks,
And you
yes.
kept learning. You kept learning
Yeah.
what it is to work with factories, I guess.
Yes.
Right. And then how long did you do that?
I think it was 3 or 4 years, almost. Yes.
So you stuck
Yeah.
there for 3 or 4
Yeah.
years.
Yes.
And then what happened?
Then I was a little bit, felt proud for that. It's just I can do more. It's just maybe a mistake, but I did it. So I opened my own trading company because I thought I was capable though.
Trading company,
It's called
which is a
ambition.
lot of foreigners in
Yes.
China have started. I had a trading company for a
Yeah.
short time.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Yeah, it's something that I think today is a little different. Trading companies are not the same, right?
Yeah, that time.
But
was
this is like 10 years ago, right? Or
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah, and that then you have to do everything, you know. So I was doing promotional stuff, umbrellas,
Anything.
paper cups.
But did it work? I mean, was it worth
I
it?
think for a couple of years, yes, because I got a couple of good customers from
To Italy or
yeah,
any-
Italy, yes, yes.
Right.
And
Was it like it's like because it's like maybe you got it too, Fernando. It doesn't matter what you do in China. It's like someday we're gonna get a phone call. Hey, I know your cousin,
yes,
and you're in China. Can we bring a container of that?
Oh yeah, so many calls like that, but I would be a millionaire if I had $1 for each call of that, you know.
Right.
Can you find me this? Can you find me?
Yes.
Then you
yes.
ask for sample fee, and then they just like disappear.
Right,
Yeah.
they disappear. Yes, but so you ran your own company. That
Yeah,
was
yeah. I rent an office. I got 4 people, and just did it for 3-4 years. Also that, and honestly, I learned a lot because when you have your own trading company, like you need to learn from the beginning, like quotation, sourcing, shipping, invoicing, everything.
right.
And it's just from scratch.
Running a business.
You need to know how to present a quotation. You need to learn so many stuff, you know.
Yes, and so the experience was good. Learning.
Learning was good, but then, you know, that was 2008-9 during the crisis, the
okay.
economic crisis. So many customers just, you know,
Right.
dropped the orders. And then after a while, I just say maybe I need to find a job also because my wife was expecting a kid. So we were
that
planning for
was-
that.
At that time.
We were planning for that. So, I was very lucky, and I sent an email to the Hong Kong office of my company that I work for now, and the guy, the boss of Hong Kong office, just replied after I think 5 minutes. They say, "Yeah, come here for an interview."
So this was later on.
5 minutes.
So this, so this was after you had a few years,
Yeah,
a company,
yeah.
and it was a bit difficult.
Yeah, I was feeling
And-
that I had to struggle. The orders weren't coming, and then I say, well, it's time to settle down a little bit, find a serious job. So I specifically looked to some big company, Italian company.
So
So I
you-
search in LinkedIn and website.
You were scouting. You were like
Not scouting, but there were companies that have office in China or Hong Kong, so garments or bags.
Which kind of companies have that? Maybe you can say some names. What are the big companies, the big Italian companies in China?
For garments, for sure, is Kiko, which is the very big also for toys and
Okay.
yes, and then our company for sure.
Which
OVS,
is what's the name?
OVS.
OVS. That's where you're working
yes,
now.
Yes, Armani. Yes.
So they have a lot of stores. You said.
Yes, in Italy we have I think 1,500 stores, and then
In
total,
Italy?
yeah, 2,000 I think around the world. Yes, not in USA. No.
So this is for garments and
Garments,
accessories.
accessories.
What kind of fashion is it? Is it high end or?
It's a fast fashion, so kind
Fast
of yes,
fashion.
it's Zara and H&M, yes, kind
Okay.
of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so this is about 6-7 years ago. You started working
yeah,
there.
16 is a six.
So the trading company didn't work as well as you
Yeah.
wanted it,
Yeah.
and you were looking at big companies,
Yeah.
and you send them an email,
Yes.
you send them a resume,
Yes.
you got an interview. You
Yeah.
said 4 minutes.
I mean, no, the guy replied to me, say, come to the next week to the office. I say, what? I also talked to my wife, say, oh, this guy replied to me. And she's like, forget it, you're going to Hong Kong for what? For nothing. Then I went.
You went.
And then the guy say, after coffee, like he was a very nice guy, German guy, the head of the Hong Kong office. And it's after coffee, like now we're talking, no?
Yeah.
And he say, after the half an hour, he say, okay, I think it was October 2013.
Okay.
I say, okay, you're hired, but you start next year after Chinese New Year.
Oh,
And
after
I say,
February.
And I say, this guy is, it's joking.
Yeah.
And I went back. I talked to my wife again, and she was like, "See, I told you." No, I'm joking. And then the guy gave me the contract, and I really start.
So you are happy?
I'm very happy. Yes, I like this job. Yes, because mostly I don't need to be in the office. I travel a lot. I don't mind traveling, and I meet a lot of suppliers. I learn a lot every day because if you do production and quality control, you need to be there.
You need to be outside.
You cannot be in the office.
So this is something I wanted to say to the audience also, that I think a lot of us come to China without a career. We come here
fresh
starting
out of university.
fresh off the
Yes.
boat
Yes.
on the other side, right? And But if we work hard and we stick with it, right?
Yes.
And we learn, like you said before, we keep learning and we're open to learning. We don't give up. And things happen, right?
Things can happen if you want to learn, but every day you have to learn. Even today, I learned something now, and
Right.
you need to be open and humble too.
Now, from my experience, right, I had a few moments in my 17 years in China that I was like, oh, shit, maybe I need to go back. Maybe I'm done. Maybe I can't move on here. And it's the feeling of, I'm going to go back with the tail between my legs.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
What have I
I
accomplished?
failed. Yeah.
You're the guy went
Yes.
to China,
And
and
it's
then
a
you
bad
just come
feeling.
back.
I mean, last time I had it was many years ago.
We talked about that just now.
Right,
That
right.
my first feeling of shit, I have to go back with my tail between my
Right.
legs was an hour after I landed in Shanghai. I was like, this was the biggest mistake ever. I need to go back tomorrow.
But it's still not like you haven't, But
Just
but you know what? You guys know what I mean, right?
Yes,
Did you ever
yes.
have that?
I had.
You
yes.
had that.
I remember that time is like between jobs, like when I left the chemical company, like in Chang'an, right? And I was like, oh, maybe I really just done after 8 months. Then I called my mom, and she said, you know what? Because she came once here. She went with me in Hollywood Baby, right? And you know what she told me? She said, no, you stay there.
She
You
told
have to stay
here.
there. I will help you, whatever. You stay there. Don't worry. Something's gonna happen.
For me, my family used to tell me, "Oh, why are you there? Why are you there? Go to the US or something." And then it changed to, you know what? Stay there. Stay
Same
there.
with me. At the
Yeah.
beginning, they didn't come here, and it's like, oh, you know what you eat? You have pasta. You Then the first time they came here, both my father and my mother, and then it's like,
It's
now
nice.
Now I
now I
see.
get you.
My parents like it here too.
Yeah, right.
Yes. So you had those, but you stuck with it, and
Yes.
then now you're in this job, big Italian company. You're
Yeah.
the production manager,
Yes, sure.
right?
In China, yeah, for
Production
China, yes.
manager for China.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have 2,000 stores around the
Sure.
world. This is really, really, really good. Okay, and there is something else we wanted to talk to you about,
Sure.
right? You sing.
Yeah.
You
In a
sing
band.
In a band.
In the revolution, yes.
The band called Revolution.
Yeah.
How did you always? How did it? I mean, I saw you in shows, right? I saw you in different shows. I hired you for shows.
Yes.
I
Thank you.
mean,
How does
Keep going.
yeah.
does
You
a band
guys are
come
really
up?
good. How?
That was really a coincidence because I think 2010 I was in a coffee shop called Lisboa, if you remember.
Okay.
in Dunchang, yes.
Yeah.
And I was drinking coffee with my friend Michele. He was from Milan.
Okay.
He's a bass player.
The bass player. Okay.
And we just having a coffee and say, I like to sing in a KTV, because I start here to sing.
KTV.
I couldn't even sing before. I mean,
So-
now I'm not a great singer, but at least I can sing some songs.
So it came from like KTV. You like singing
Yeah, I
KTV?
came from China. Yes, I discovered
From
the singing in China. Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Because
KTV, if you don't know what's
Yeah.
KTV,
Karaoke.
the good version, yeah, it's just karaoke.
Oh,
We
yeah,
go
yeah,
into
yeah.
a
Yes,
room.
sure.
We have the screen. We sing.
Also, I found that I love to sing, but also it's a way to learn Chinese more because you can sing
a lot of
Chinese
the songs
right?
are in Chinese. Yeah.
You can sing Chinese.
You,
songs.
when you sing Chinese, even the suppliers or customers
They're like,
"Whoa!" So I start like this. So one day I was having coffee with this guy, Michele. He said, I want to play bass. I said, I want to sing. And then he went like, you know what? This guy here, the curly hair guy, he's a guitar player. I said, where is he from? I said, he's Italian. I said, okay, let's go to talk to him. So I went there and said, hi, I'm Andy. And he's like, I'm Frank.
I mean, at the coffee shop.
Yes.
right there.
Yeah, right, he was there.
That's 2010. Is
Yeah,
it?
2010, 2011,
Okay.
yes, something like that. Yes. And he was there. He's like, hi, I'm Andy. I said, I want to sing. I'm a guitarist. So we start talking, but he is a professional guitarist.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. He's a whole story.
Me and
yes.
Michele was it's just like something to have fun. So we start like this. We went to find some practice room. We didn't have a drum at that time.
It's the
so-
three of you first.
Yes. Then Michele left the band because he moved to Vietnam. But anyway, but then we start like playing three of us, and the guy from the practice room, Chinese guy, just help us to do the drums. We start like this. We still have the video for the first time. I was like really bad, but that we keep going. And we found a drummer from Singapore, and we start like practice
Okay.
every week mostly. Then Michele left. And Vito came. He say, hey, I'm a guitarist, but I can play bass. I can learn. And he learned really.
Oh, he's actually a guitarist. He's not a bass player.
He's really good.
Oh, I didn't know that. Right.
Unbelievable. And then the drummer Singapore left, I think, after 1 year. He went back to Singapore, and through friends of friends, he said, hey, I have a New Zealand guy. So who is this? It's Marcus. So okay. So
right,
Marcus came,
from Hoje.
And that time Marcus arrived, and Vito I think the band just really was
Came
born
together.
because Marcus and he's like great drummer, and with Frank, it's like, my God, we have to keep up with them because we learn a lot. Me and Vito, yes.
So you this is a process of what, a year?
Yeah, I think for me it was still a process. I mean, I have to keep learning every day because Frank is professional, but I now I can say I enjoy a lot because before it was always running to learn, but now I can see that I find my own style, so I can sing.
So
what kind of music do you guys play? Sorry.
We play mostly rock, not hard rock, but some
classic rock.
Classic rocks, rock, yes, like U2 or.
There's more I want to ask about the kind of music, which some of it I know.
Some AC/DC, some Rolling Stones, depends,
But okay, so you are 4 guys, foreigners, expats in China. All of you have your own jobs.
Yes.
Day jobs.
Yes.
You doing garments, you have shoes, I guess.
Yeah, Vito and Marcos are in shoes, and then Frank is in mobile accessories. Yes.
Right, so you all have your day jobs, obviously. Yeah. You're not like 20 years old.
No.
Right.
It's tough sometimes.
And you're just playing for fun, right? For the beginning.
At the beginning, yeah, we play for fun. We didn't even think to perform, actually, at the beginning. Then when Marcus arrived, we say, well, maybe we can do something. So I started to contact with some bars here in Dongcheng. There was Live House before. Live House before.
Bar Street.
And then we went there, we performed. I was very bad. But, it's a learning curve. You need to do that. Otherwise, it's still the same in the job. You need to be there and go to the stage.
Jump
lost
in the
his
water.
voice, lost my voice, whatever, and just keep doing. And then slowly we, got better. We practice, but practice is tough because with the job and everything, the family, we need to find,
the balance.
And then we start to go Guangzhou, then Shenzhen, then 2 years ago we went to Shanghai, Hong Kong.
Right, so all paid shows.
Yeah.
How much do you guys charge, if you don't mind?
We don't charge much. Depends on the customer.
Right. It's not. I guess it's not that
we are
much.
not expensive. No.
Mm-hmm.
We do it for fun.
So basically, for example, if you go to Shanghai, they fly you there, your hotel, and a little bit of money? Or
no, Shanghai was a kind of crazy trip because we got the money that we got for 1 year shows here in Guangdong, right?
Uh-huh.
Then I got the contact of a good bar there, and the guy say, I pay you just a percentage of the income that we do, the sales, right? And I say, what the fuck? Just spend everything. What we earn this year of performing, we just spend in a 5-star hotel, the flights, and then we enjoy. That we did 2 days was really nice.
So you charge for your shows, but you use the money just for fun.
We use the money to buy some stuff, to rent the practice
equipment.
room. Yes, we do that. Yes,
right.
Yes.
So just a few guys starting to play just for fun.
Yeah.
Have your day jobs, and then you get gigs. You get gigs in bars here. You get gigs in other cities. You were in a music festival on a big stage.
Yes, we went to I think last 2 years ago, we went to the Guangzhou Marathons Festival. Yeah, it's big stage. I mean, China is, I never perform in Italy, but when my friends see the stage we perform, even the bars, is like they say, oh my God, because they have good equipment, they have good stages. It's really, really good to play that.
Professional.
Like, even here in Dongguan or Guangzhou, Shenzhen, you find great amplifiers, microphone. Really,
I was
really
going to
good,
ask you, because, I'm into equipment and gear. Where do you find your equipment? Is it all sourced here in China, or do you bring it from abroad?
Basically, I don't need anything. Just go show up.
But do you have do you have a microphone that you prefer?
Yeah, I have one, but also the bars that we play now is really good. the equipment is really good. I cannot say anything. Before, maybe at the beginning, we went to some places, just shitty places, but even that is good to play with shitty equipment because you need to get used to that. You're not a star, so you need to deal with that.
What do you like the most about it? I know I've watched you many times perform, and you're a good performer. You are.
Thank you.
Because performing, I mean, you have a good voice, but it's not only just about the voice, right?
Sure,
Sure.
Sure.
It's about performing. It's about the energy. It's about interacting with the crowd.
Yeah.
You do that. I guess you didn't do this from the beginning. It's
not at all.
something
because comes naturally now. At the beginning, I was very shy, but because I wasn't confident. No, but now I'm free to sing and to move to enjoy. The most important thing is to enjoy with the crowd. If you don't do that, it's like, what are we doing?
Right.
I like the crowd and everybody, all the band.
The feedback.
You need to have feedback. Sometimes we happen to play with empty places. Sometimes happen, and he's like, "Let's go home, guys." Without the crowd,
finish the set.
It's like the job, Sorry,
right?
But it's like an off job.
Yeah,
I don't do that.
But also, what's interesting is that someone that plays the drums, someone that plays the guitar, the bass, they must have been in music for a long time.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, yeah. Marcus is playing for 40 years.
I have a friend of mine who plays the drums, and he's in a heavy metal band in Texas, and he says that the worst thing about being a drummer is that you got to carry your drums everywhere.
But in China, no, you don't do it. So
they have their own drums, so you just walk in.
Most places. Okay. We have one upstairs here.
So we normally just take the guitar and the bass.
Okay.
Sometimes we take some amplifier. Sometimes depends, but not much.
So that you use their amplifiers as well.
Yeah, yes. Sure.
Do people? Right. I mean, the singer is in the front. Always, because it's the singer,
yes.
Right? And what I was going into is the other guys are the ones with more experience in music, right? Than you, for sure.
Sure.
But you're the singer,
yeah.
So I mean, in the end, you're in the front. How does it feel? You like that feeling? I know that you're humble. I know that you always say they are really good players.
True.
But in the end, the audience, they see you.
Yeah, but I mean, what is the special for us is that I can hear them, and when you hear them, that they click, because some nights are special. You feel they're special. So sometimes I sing, then there is a solo part. I go out and I just watch them. I just watch the band just playing.
Enjoy.
Go into a solo.
It's really nice. And I watch Marcus like doing this. When he does this, he's like, oh, he's in the flow,
Right.
He's in the flow. And Vito's like doing this. And Frank like doing this with his eyes closed. It's like, oh, nice. Right. I enjoy that show.
What kind of music style you think you guys have? I mean, do you guys like the same musical styles?
No.
Or do you need...
I think what is nice with them is that we can play our own styles and everything is fit together. So Marcus likes like more heavy rock, not heavy metal, but heavy rock. Frank now is more into classic rock. And Vito is from grunge, love grunge. I'm like, whatever. I'm very. I can listen to Beethoven today, tomorrow Jackson Brown, whatever. But I'm not really. I mean, I like rock, but not rocker. But then you put these pieces together, just like something. And especially 2-3 years ago, I found that there is really special because we start to write some songs by ourselves, and it's like, oh,
there's a synergy.
Yeah, you can feel it. Even. When you practice, sometimes you just jam, and when you jam, you really
just feeding off each other.
So whatever, just a riff or whatever, and just.
Do a lot of people tell you sound like you too?
No.
I mean, there is Vito has this look.
Yeah, sometimes
that,
yes. Sure.
Right,
sure,
you have that sound.
Yeah.
Let me ask you one question before we go into the next break. How do you feel about the audiences in China? The Chinese audience and the foreigner audience,
right?
When they're listening to you play live, are they different?
I think in terms of feelings, are mostly the same. But sometimes you can play classic rock, classic songs, and the Chinese they don't know.
It.
Yeah, they don't know. Some Led Zeppelin, of course, they don't know. Right. So I'm trying to introduce, but sometimes they don't know. But they get very excited sometimes. Yeah.
You sing a lot of Chinese songs?
Not much. Maybe we're gonna do a new set for this year. And yeah, we're gonna. I talk with Frank. We're gonna do more.
All right. So right after the break, we'll talk a little bit more about music and about a lot more things.
All right. So don't go anywhere. I'll see you in a second. All right, guys, and we're back with Andy, and we are going to get into the second game of this podcast. We are going to play a game called What's Up With This? So, Ziv...
What's this?
Yeah, so what happens with this game is I went through your social network.
Oh, yeah.
I went to your Facebook.
Secrets.
And I located a couple of photos which I want more context about.
Okay.
So I will show you a photo and you will tell us what do you see in this photo, what happened that moment, all right?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
so the first one is this one. As you can see, I see the band is playing, right?
Yes, this is we play
Where?
in Terrace in Shenzhen.
Shenzhen?
Yes. We play, I think, last year or 1 year and a half ago. Yes, with Frank doing the solo.
Frank, the soloist, yeah, and the guitar. I mean,
yes, the guitar.
Shamana
Yes.
guitar.
Shamana was a company that used to make guitars, so they sponsor us a little bit for a while. Yeah.
You have your tongue out here, and
yes, I think that time was a little bit drunk, and then we were because we got very happy to play in Terrace. You know, they have their own band. They play every day there. So one night they say, "Yeah, guys, I heard about Revolution, but I'm gonna give you a spot there." So we were very excited that. So I say, we play in Terrace. It's like, in Shenzhen. It's a great bar. It's a good stage. And then we play there 6 songs and we just blow everything away.
The name Revolution, by the way.
Yeah, Revolution was a name that Frank thought about it. And because he's also a designer, so he just came with the logo and everything.
This is what we're doing.
Yes. And I say, okay, you just done it. Okay, whatever. I like the name.
So here you are in the moment.
Yes, we are in the moment because, yes.
This is the logo of the band, right? On your shirt?
No, but
no?
not exactly.
Something
but
similar.
Yes, I bought it about that.
Okay. All right. And Frank is quite a good player, right?
It's a great talented player. Yeah, sure.
You guys did also Battle of the Bands.
Yeah, we did, I
was
think,
that?
a couple of times in Hollis in Guangzhou, Battle of the
okay.
Bands.
I
Yes, it
think
was very nice.
Frank got the best.
Won the best 2 years ago. Won the best guitar of the competition. Yes, sure.
Right. All right. And then the second photo I'm going to show you is this one.
Yes. Oh, this one is 1 year and a half ago, and because my wife has a company, is a football training.
Football training for kids.
Yeah, Italian with Italian coach in Dongguan, and that time we sponsored the Italian team, national team in Guangzhou World Cup.
Who's in the picture?
Is my friend, and he used to be also a partner of the company.
Okay.
And now he left because he had the jobs and everything.
Okay.
And we play there. And the Futura sponsor with this shirt.
So this is the football training program called Futura.
Yes.
And this was sponsoring the Italian
World Cup in Guangzhou, because the consulates in Guangzhou from all around the world, they organize every year World Cup. So like Italian against Germans, Colombia, Nigeria. From all
Did
the
you play?
I played, yes, but I'm not a good player.
Did you guys win?
I think we got the 3rd place, something, yeah.
All right. And this was What's Up
With This.
right.
Okay. Cool. So, Andy, let us continue talking about your music endeavors here in China. We were talking about the gigs that you've done in Dongguan. Which one is the most memorable one? Which one is one that you keep in your memory as being very, very special?
For sure. In Dongguan was the first real gig that we did in Hollywood Baby. For me, 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago.
The same bar that you first came to from
the one that
Shanghai.
brought you to Dongguan.
That time, Hollywood Baby already moved on the other side of the street, but we were still with a Singapore drummer, and at that time, Hollywood Baby had an Italian chef, and the guy saying, "Guys, you need to play here. We need to play here. Get you a spot." And we were there. It's first time. I was so scared about it.
But you were kind of like going back home because you were quite
sure,
familiar with Hollywood
exactly.
Baby.
It's even more pressure. Yeah, no? But we play, I think, 10 songs there. and I was like standing there, no moving.
Frozen.
Oh, yeah, frozen, but it was nice. But still remember, because then after that we played many times in Olive Baby, and we had so much fun there. Yes.
Any crazy stories you have from shows in China? You've done dozens, maybe more, right? Of shows now by now.
Yeah, a lot of yes, a lot.
Any memorable story from anywhere in China?
I think 3 years ago we played in a highland in near Zhuhai in a
The Island Festival, right?
yes.
Okay.
We played there, and the stage was a concrete stage, right? Really hard. So we start to drink wine at 3 in the afternoon. And then I don't remember anything, just watch the video. I think a couple
There
of
is a
days
video.
ago. I remember that Vito, the bass player, took me to the room because we stayed there, and nothing else. And then the next day I woke up, I went to Frank's room, and he was full of blood from the knees.
Oh wow.
And they told me, because I didn't remember that he fell down during the while playing the guitar
He
from
went
the
on
concrete stage. So it was a disaster, but we had so much fun. And the next day, the people that from the island, the crowd is like, "Hey, so nice." I don't know, I don't remember.
So the most memorable moment is from the one you don't really remember.
Yes, because the people that they tell you the story is even funnier.
But you got the video.
Yes, we got
Do
a
you
lot
guys
of pictures.
have an agent? I mean, how do you pick up these gigs? Is it
No, we try one agent, but at the moment we don't need it, because I'm me and Frank normally we because now the bars they know
not
us.
working? Yeah.
All they call us, or they call them. So it's like,
Do you guys have like a Facebook page or?
yeah. Frank is doing the social for Revolution, so he has Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I
Okay.
don't follow that. I'm
Frank,
not
just,
good.
just a short about Frank. Frank was a player when he was young, like a professional
Yeah,
player.
he was a professional. He played with some professional band, also heavy metal,
Yeah?
speed metal. Yeah, sure.
In
Yeah.
Italy.
Yes. So
Okay.
he's in the Wikipedia. You can search for.
Oh, really?
Yes, sure.
Wow.
Sure.
So, okay, what about for you? It's a hobby, right?
Every time I talk with about the band, I don't think it's a hobby. It's a passion. It's like now it's more than a hobby. Like,
It's more than a hobby.
yeah, it's like something that I need to do. It's
Would you-
just
Would you,
something.
if you had the opportunity,
Yeah.
with the band, let's say, I mean, you guys write music. You guys
Yes.
had a CD you released,
Yeah.
right? Let's say you make it, you succeed, you actually booked for shows that pay well. Would you consider changing your career?
Maybe yes, but yeah, only in case that we break the deal, because otherwise it's not. It becomes now, if you do it full time, it becomes very tiring, because you have to
Right.
play every day
It's
in
not so
many
fun
places.
anymore.
It's not. We tried, and we had some offer before. We also were thinking about it, but then we say, well, we need to play every day in places that we don't like, with crowd that we don't like, or whatever. And then you say, no. Now I think we are too old for that. We just enjoy and playing around. This is the best, I think. No.
Do you think that, I mean, you kept saying I didn't sing so well at
Yeah.
that show and this show, but by now, what do you think? You improved? You
I think
you're good enough?
I improve a lot, but also because even now that I'm alone, I when early morning I go for a run, then I finish my run, and then I sing in the buildings blocks there. Everybody, I think, wake
Really?
up. Yeah, sure.
Here comes that Italian.
Just
You
outside?
can hear me, yes. And then my son
Oh,
also
solo mio.
from the windows to say, I hear you coming, because you were singing. So I practice. I mean, it's not practice, but I sing every day, yeah, sure, because I mean, you need to practice your voice. It's like
When people think about becoming a singer or singing, it's not like I can just start singing right now. But
Yes.
my point is, have you ever studied singing, like improving your voice, techniques
Yeah.
or things like that?
Yeah, a few years ago, I actually learned from a Chinese teacher here, but for I think a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
She's really professional singer. She has a school, and she teach me some techniques. I already study by myself, but it's different. So she taught me some techniques about it. Then I
Did it improve
I
your?
improve a lot, but at the same time, I want to play rock. I mean, I have to sing rock, so she's not trained for that. But so I kept what I had to use it, and then I continue it by myself.
Any song that you love and you would love to sing, but it's just too difficult?
For sure, AC/DC is very difficult. At
Oh,
at the beginning, I just start to sing down now. I think 6 months. I think the first time I sing Highway to Hell was here in last
Here.
September. Yes.
Okay.
And now I found my way to not, destroy my voice singing.
trying
there.
so high.
So now I enjoy too.
Uh-huh.
So
Right.
it's a step up,
So
It's
that's
not
a
bad.
technique actually to go high and loud and just not hurt yourself.
Yes. But it's like, you can find your personal technique sometimes. Even you're playing with your voice. Sometimes you are in the shower, you try this. You say, it's okay. I can keep that.
What about other bands in China that are similar to you? Are there any bands in China that people have their jobs, but they have a band and they're
Yes.
pretty good? And
I think they have some
There are a
around.
few?
Yes. Yeah, they have some around. They have jobs, but I mean, I saw many play in Guangzhou, Shenzhen. In Dongguan, I'm not sure about.
not so much in Dongguan,
foreigners.
maybe.
Yes,
Sometimes
I mean,
the beer festival, they
Yeah.
bring some bands.
yeah,
Yeah. Also, so I have some.
yeah, they have
You
some.
you
yes.
meet them in some.
Yeah, we meet
gigs.
when we went to the battle of the band, so we know each other. Yes, sure.
Right. What do you say for audience that maybe people that are thinking of moving to China and in a career or as an English teacher or something like that, but they have real passion for making music. Is there a way to come here as something else but really make it in music, or is it too difficult because of different reasons? Could be visa,
Yeah.
right? Could be other things. What any chance for foreigners to make it in music in China?
I think there is a chance. I mean, if I made it, kind of made it, Revolution made it, everybody can made it. But I think you can start to come here with a job, of course, and then working part-time somewhere, during the night, you can play guitars and singing somewhere, some bars, small bar. You need to start from the small bars and get experience also to know the people, because, the bars owner are different. The Chinese, they want these songs, they want other songs. Maybe
Right.
you need to adapt for sure. But for sure, keep your main job, and then you can do it part-time, some music.
How much would someone make? How much do you make? Let's say someone is here in China working as a day job, and you find gigs
Yeah.
in bars. How much can you make? What is normal in maybe it's different in Dongguan to Shanghai,
Yes.
or I don't know. What can you tell us about that?
I think it's different. It depends of the places. Guangzhou place different from Shenzhen, and then depends of what gigs you have. If you have one guy playing guitar and singing with other band, it's a different price, sure. But as a band, maybe some famous bar, they pay less, but you need
because you
Because
want
of the
to
exposure.
to exposure of the people, because you play there, you pay less, but at the same time you get you get the name, you can show that you played there before. So sometimes we have to make a trade-off.
right for someone that is not professional, but
Yeah.
is a good music player, is a good guitar player, singer. He can hold an evening in a bar.
Yeah.
From what I know, what is it like? I have heard 500 RMB.
Yeah, it can be
At night
500 to
and-
2,000, depends on the place. Yeah,
Right,
sure.
so it can be anywhere between that.
Yes.
Right, and they give you drinks and everything.
Give you depends also
Depends
that. But
also on the
normally,
bar,
what
yeah.
I ask first, because I'm dealing with the bars, is okay. First drinks,
Drinks.
then we talk about other prices.
Need to make sure that they provide drinks to the band. Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the
I mean,
basic.
makes
because-
sense,
But
right?
also for me is I care about the places, not the what. I don't do it for money. Nobody do it for money. I mean, even the band. So the most important is the place, the equipment.
Right.
The first thing is the crowd. If you know that you're gonna have a good crowd, I can go there, just pay me drinks, whatever.
Right.
Sometimes, sure.
Yeah.
Because you'll have fun.
You have fun, but at the same time, also Frank taught me this. We need to be professional, so you get paid,
Right.
but you also have to show something. So you need to commit to that.
Right.
So you get paid, you need to get a show. You need to, work for that.
So you reject offers for the place is so you're not gonna have much crowd, or maybe their sound system is not good enough, or the boss is stingy, is not gonna give you drink.
Sometimes happen before, yeah, sure. We had one places a couple of years ago, and I will not say
Sure.
which place that's offer us to play every day there. Good price, really good, great price, but the place is empty. What do you
Yeah.
want me to do? I mean, we don't do that.
I think I know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
but I won't say too.
But I mean, we can do it for money, but
Quite a
then-
famous place too.
Yes,
Right.
we're gonna do that. It's not our
Right. It's
goal
not like you
for
need
that.
this
Yeah.
money to.
We don't need that.
Yeah.
If you perform in front of chairs, I don't enjoy. Sorry.
You lose the spirit.
Yes.
You lose the
Yeah.
passion.
I cannot
for it.
sing rock with nobody. It's impossible.
That's kind of defeats the purpose. What about playing music in back home now? Like, have you had opportunity in Italy, or are you looking forward to?
Yes, we were thinking about to do a small tour in Italy because Marcus want to visit Italy with his wife too.
Right.
And,
He's from New Zealand.
Yes, he's
So,
from
yeah.
New Zealand, and his wife is Chinese. So actually, we got a lot of contacts in
Right.
Italy.
I guess
Yes.
you're 3 Italians.
Yeah, in Rome we have Milan, Frank has, Vittorio too, Florence, Luca. So we could play there. But now, we have to.
So
think
you
about
just need to wait for the opportunity, but you can find the gigs.
sure, that's
yeah.
for sure. In Rome we can find it.
Also paid gigs.
Yes. The problem that in Italy, at least in Europe, is the equipment. So that's
Not so
gonna
good?
it's normally the band bring their own equipment,
so
so
you
we
have
don't
to
have
fly
we
with
need to
it
fly.
and-
It's impossible to fly
Right.
amplify that, but we need to find a way. Well, for sure, I can find a way.
Do you sing in Italian?
No, not much. We have maybe two songs in Italian. We don't enjoy much
No.
singing Italian, even if we have. I mean, I have favorites Italian bands,
Right.
but if English fits with the band. So even the originals now we wrote in English. Even we tried. So it's just. I think English is really good for songs.
Yeah.
It's much better. I know.
I don't know. You said you were singing.
You were singing.
Okay,
Fernando.
look, we had a band
We
for
had a
about 3 months. when I
Garage
was
band.
The Rolling
15.
Stones.
Yeah, the Flattened Stones. Yeah,
You-
but
you were
we
singing.
just did covers of Rage Against the Machine, White Snake, that kind of music, and I was the singer, so you could imagine how bad we were.
You don't play anything.
Come on.
Yeah, but no, I don't play any instruments. I just play with my organ. Sorry.
Yeah.
But no. I mean, our drummer, for example, now is playing in a band in Dallas, Texas.
Oh,
and they
really?
speed-
Still a
they play
musician?
Speed metal, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and they do
good.
big gigs and whatnot.
See?
So yeah, it worked for some, didn't work for me.
I think a lot of guys are, one of their dreams is to be a musician at a certain point when you're a teenager maybe or something like that. But
Yeah.
it does take a lot of work.
It helps with the girls.
Maybe
we have
that's why.
we have a band. We suck,
That's
but we have
why.
a band.
Maybe that's why. Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Do you or any other thing that music brought to you? I mean, doing this in the last 10 years in China. I mean, we spoke before about opportunities, right? Like everything here you learn, it gets you other things. Did music is just music for fun? Or did it bring you any other opportunities?
I think different people, and you need to also learn. I need to learn how to be not professional, but an agent.
Okay.
So to talk to the bars, the owners.
Negotiation.
I couldn't do that before at the beginning. So I need to be tough sometimes. Say no, thank you, but please. So this is also was a very good learning for me.
Did you have any opportunity to mentor someone else, to teach others, like younger people that want to play? Anyone asked to join your band, stuff like that?
No, we had one drummer, I think, a couple of years ago, want to join the band, and he tried that, he gave up. But no, I mean, this is it's not a band for us, it's a family, it's just a really
Right.
brother,
Mhm.
It's like, it's different. It's like when we play, it's like, it's a family. So
It's more like relaxation.
yeah, we don't even think to change a drummer. It's impossible. We even tried because Marcus was very busy, and then we realized no, we cannot change Marcus. Marcus is revolution. If you change Marcus, this is
It's
not
like-
revolution.
it's
If you change Berek, gone.
It's like
If
the
you change Vito,
Beatles.
no. If I gone, no. It's
So
different.
you have your own music. You had a CD. can anyone who is interested to listen,
I
can
think
you find it online?
You can go to Facebook Revolution. Yes, so you can find some songs. and
Revolution
videos.
Band.
Yes, Revolution Band Dongguan. Yeah.
In Facebook, you can
Yes.
find the songs.
Yes, also some songs. Yes, sure.
That is cool. That is cool. All right. So back to opportunities. You said before, okay, so the last 6 years, you were working with you are working as production manager, right? I want to ask and understand, like someone like you, been here for 16 years in China, did many different things, did music and everything. What's your plans for the future? What do you have a plan to leave China one day? Do you have any exit
an
plan?
exit strategy?
Like some foreigners talk about?
At the moment, no. I think China give me so much, and I learned from this place so much. So I don't even think to leave, because every day you can learn new things. Even if my job, I'm doing this job for 6 years. Every day I'm learning. Music is learning. So I made a family here.
Right.
I don't think to go.
But you are raising a family here. You have
Yes.
a son,
I have
right?
a son. Yes.
So what do you think about that? I mean, like as an Italian, raising your son in China is half Chinese, of course.
He's half Chinese, and when he's talking Chinese in English and Italian, I just smile, because I say, wow, that's a chance that really is great chance. I didn't have this chance. He has.
He speaks three languages.
Is your son Italian or Chinese?
Good question. Chinese.
He's Chinese.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you ask him, what would he say? Like identity?
Oh,
kind
no,
of.
no. He say half and half. Yeah, sure.
He says half and a half.
I teach. Yes, sure.
I teach him
I
half
train him.
so he can actually speak Italian.
Yeah. He can speak. I mean, not perfectly, but sure. Yeah, sure.
All right. I've also seen pictures of you with a football school or something like this.
Yes. My wife opened a football school 1 year ago.
Okay.
And I'm just helping her.
Futura.
Soccer, right?
Yeah,
For
it's
people.
an
Soccer,
Italian-
football.
Yeah,
What do you call it in Italy?
Football.
Football, right?
Yes.
Football.
It's soccer. now.
Colombia is football, right?
Yeah, football. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
only in America.
For us, it's
Yes.
Caduegel.
They have to make things complicated.
Yeah, every time, right? I don't understand football.
So what led to that? Obviously, you're a husband, you're Italian. I mean,
Yeah.
it's related to that. It
I
must
think
be.
that, a few years ago, my wife, because she had a baby, she quit the job. She was working for a very big company of shoes, American company, and she wanted to do something. I used to work with kids for swimming teacher,
Right,
and I
right.
was reading a lot of, psychology development stuff, and we sat down on the table and we thought about the football school. Say, what kind of football school? I'm Italian. Let's do because there's no football school, Italian football school. Even
I don't think there
in Dubai.
are any other football schools here.
Yeah, so
There are
no,
football
there are football
programs,
schools.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sure. But Italian with Italian coach, no, nobody here. So we ask around everybody Chinese school, because we contact some training and they say that you're crazy. Then I made a business plan and I give to her. She sent to Italy, and some clubs, or professional clubs, reply. So
Because wait, so clubs in Italy and in some other countries, right, like England maybe,
yeah.
they have a strategy of putting
Yeah,
on
it was-
programs in
yes.
other countries.
Yes,
right?
they have strategies I knew about, but I didn't expect that they'd reply. Actually, I didn't know.
So which team replied?
First? First Venice, and then Chievo.
Chievo.
Verona is now is in the second division, but they used to have
Verona.
Chievo Verona is quite famous in Italy. I mean, not many people know in China, but yes. And then we got a deal with them, and then we got Italian coach here with some assistant, and the school is here in Dongcheng, very very easy to reach. And I think that what is different is the method, because we focus on the kids, and I used to teach kids, and you also
Yeah.
teach kids, and we give 100% to the kids. So it's kind of full commitment. Even if we teach football, it's not only football, it's culture, is education, empathy, and also we have talks with family, and it's not bad. Yeah, I think.
So how has it been going in this year? I'm sure it's not easy. It's not like some people think, oh, it's China. You
Yeah.
open something,
Yes.
you're gonna be
Anything's
rich.
gonna work, yeah.
Yes.
I think
It's not
even
that
there,
easy, right?
yeah, people need to understand that when you open new business or a market, you need time first. You need to commit and you need to be
Right.
patient, because
Right.
at the beginning we start the first lesson with this great coach, Italian coach from Italy, flew from Italy with 3 kids. Oh, sorry.
3 kids, right?
My son and two friends.
Right, right. That's
And
how it
so,
starts.
if you get tired after that and you don't believe what you're doing, just you don't open a business. You need to
Right.
be patient. So now, at the moment, we have 40 kids.
Right.
40 kids,
It's
huh?
not bad. It's not. I mean, we growing, and I think the method is quite good. And what is most important, that we want to give to the kids the best in not only football. So I think the people slowly they will realize that.
So
That's
this is
one
a
of the
different.
that's one of the things that I've always found quite challenging here in
Yes.
China, because all the parents are so obsessed with education, just education and saying academic performance. So to the point that they don't have other activities. They don't have too
Right.
many, for
Yes,
example,
you're right.
physical activities,
Yes.
sports, or go learn.
It's not math.
Yeah, exactly. It's not math. It's not piano. So
I think it is a bit tricky, because you don't expect like if you open in Italy in a school, everybody football school, everybody want to play. Here
Yeah,
is
sure.
tough because everybody's booked for math, English course, and I think it's important to understand that sport also is a part of the education, because you need to be among your kids, your peers. You need to learn how to tackle. You need to fight sometimes, and I think it's a good point to get the Chinese kids
it is
into
changing.
sports.
I mean, I see more and more different kind of activities like this, like American football,
Yeah.
like basketball clubs, things like that, where the children are going. What the biggest challenge that I see there is that yes, you are competing with not other football schools,
Yeah.
but with the little available time that the kids
Sure.
have.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
That's one of
Yes.
the biggest
Yes.
challenges.
How are the parents here today, Chinese parents? I mean, compared with foreign parents in our back home in our countries, in ways of supporting their
Right.
kids in something like that.
I have to say that for Futura experience, we got surprised, because we expect more problems, so toughness from parents, because we play football outside, so sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's raining, and we expect more reaction from parents that don't want to take the kids to play
Resistance.
football.
Yeah.
But actually now slowly they understand that, because we explain, sometimes we have meetings with them. I mean,
Mhm.
it's with the coach, and we explain why we do that, why we play during the rain. So now let's say the core of the parents, they understand 100%. Actually, they are the best sell for us, because
Right.
How-
they talk with other parents. They
So
introduce
you are
Futura.
different in that than other school, Chinese school.
I think
you
it's
think?
different, because the method is not only play football and win the game. It's just learn the technique
Discipline.
and discipline. You need to get in line, well dressed. You cannot play around in the field. You need to respect the coach. It's a whole bunch of not rules, but it's life. You
Right.
have to learn also
Character.
Character. Yes.
I have a question. In your opinion,
Yeah.
well, working with a football school, being Italian, why do you think Chinese are not good at football?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
in the world stage,
And they have a lot of people.
and then they're good with their feet, kung
many
fu and
people
whatnot.
Many people ask me that, but for me there is a main reason why, because the school time is too long. So in Italy you finish at 1:30 school, and then you have time for homework and sports. Now here is you can during the week, Monday to Friday, you don't have time to even go outside and play whatever you want. So that's tough. How you can train professionally, if at the beginning, especially at the beginning, you need to train for coordination and many skills that if you don't acquire that when you are 6, 7, sorry, you can come at 12. I cannot teach you coordination, and you cannot even run with your toes. So it's too late. It's very
It's
simple.
interesting because in Colombia we learn to play football on the street.
Yes.
So we
Right.
would have matches on the street. And like,
Yeah.
hey, stop, 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 stop. There's a car coming. So
Right.
everybody
Yeah.
just moved to the
Yeah.
side. Car goes
think
by. Okay,
that's-
keep going, go.
That's the what people see from like Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
All
same.
these-
I used to
it's
do
the
that in Italy. Everybody play
Plays on
football
the street.
outside. Yes. But, we have time for that.
Yeah, the trees was our goal. I remember.
Yes.
We played between
Yes.
the trees,
Yes.
right? But we had time for that, and nobody stopped us, and that's what we wanted to do. I think it's a natural will, right? If the kids had time, they would just
Sure.
do stuff like
I
that.
mean, you need to move your body. Without your control of your body, it's also you're gonna be limited.
But also,
later,
we
so-
I think we lived in our neighborhood. There were all the kids in our neighborhoods were the same kids in the same school,
Yeah.
and we were all friends in the neighborhood,
Yeah,
right?
true.
It's a little different in China now,
Mm.
I guess, unfortunately.
I have another question because in China, well, a lot of families have only one child and they are overprotective. What kind of situations, or how do you handle situations when a kid is tackled, when a kid is hit, or I don't know, you know what I mean? You run into another and they bump
yeah.
each other, they hurt
think-
each other. Is that an issue? Is that something that you worry about? That some parents are too overprotective?
I think from the beginning we explained to the so-called helicopter mother
Yeah.
the rules that you cannot go inside the pitch.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. Only the kids and the coaches are allowed to do that. So already there you stop something because they cannot control you. The coach control the kids when during this hour and a half. So the parents have to stay outside. Then at the beginning, during the trial, they already, you get nervous. The parents, when the kids fall down or the tackle or they could start to cry. And then we just, my wife is good for that. So she's a mother,
Yeah.
and my kid also play too. So she explained what she also went through, because she also went through that at the first time.
That anxiety.
She said, "Don't worry. This is, it's normal. It's football. He's gonna learn through time, to not cry, to just get up and just go."
Let
So
me-
at the beginning, you need to have rules,
Mm.
and the first thing is that.
From the business standpoint, do you guys have insurance?
Yes, we thought about it, but then it's bureaucracy stuff. But maybe this year, yes, we're gonna have it. Yes, sure.
Like a broken leg or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
I can guess that. I can only guess that those parents that are too much like that are not what you want as clients.
I have to say,
right?
this is not our
Yes.
target, because if
Can't work with that.
if you worry that it's too sunny, and then the next day it's too raining, I mean, you need to play ping pong.
That's not your method. You're not
It's
playing.
not football.
You're not
Yeah.
playing to please the parents. You're
No, no,
playing
no,
to
no.
make
We play
the
to
kid
make
a
kids.
football player. And
It's
yeah.
not a military school, but we used to play everywhere.
Yeah.
right.
And we
Same
used
thing.
to go home like dirty and
Right.
maybe
Right.
scratch it, whatever.
Ow. Yeah.
It's
Right.
normal. It's okay.
Do you guys have championships within your 40 kids,
Uh,
or is there any kind of competition or just technique?
At the moment, we don't do like official competition, but like I think what was in October, September, where we do the Futura Cup. So we invite some teams to our pitch. So last time the Eton House and the TLC also.
Some other schools.
Yes, one of the schools they joined. Yes, it was
Let-
very fun. Yes, they're very, very, very happy. The
How about so Italian football? It's famous. We know. I know it's famous. Fernando
Yes.
knows it's famous.
Mhm.
We know. We've seen. What was it? The Italian World Cup. I remember watching it as a kid with my dad. So Roberto Baggio. All of the famous players. What do Chinese people think of Italian football? And also, I want to ask you, what do Chinese people think about Italy?
I think now the many parents already travel a lot. So I mean that's changed since 10 years ago.
Right.
Many Chinese also went to Europe, so they know a lot. Not as much, but yeah, sure, they know Italy. They know some fathers. They know everything, maybe more than me, about clubs and players.
So Chinese people that like football, they know
Yes,
Italian football.
Yes.
A lot of Chinese parents like
Yes.
to bet on football.
To bet.
Yes.
So they
know
also.
all the
Yes.
teams,
So
they
they
know
know
all
the
the
teams more
players.
than me.
Wow. Okay.
And so I mean, our target they like mostly the parents. Yes, they know football. So also we have other foreigners,
Right.
fathers, and I think the Chinese know they know more about
know.
Italy. Yeah, sure. The food here, we have a lot of
The
Italian
food,
food.
they
yeah,
know
sure,
about the
sure.
food.
They also
What
like
is the stigma? Is there any generalization, any stereotype?
Stereotypes about
About
Italians.
yeah,
Italians.
sure. Everybody
is it?
asking about mafia stuff. Mafia. This is mafia.
Mafia.
Really?
Mafia.
But
Okay.
well, it's,
Really, the Chinese people?
sometimes, yeah, sure.
Oh.
I say
mean,
yes, sure, a lot. No,
I
I'm
think
joking.
it was for foreigners, for Westerners too, but it kind of got old.
Yeah.
I guess, you know,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
mafia, you know.
But now, I mean, the level of the parents, I
Opera?
have to say, without,
I don't know.
opera. But I mean, they sometimes I talk with the the kids' parents. They, last month I was in Rome.
Right.
They do business, they
Right.
travel. So
Fashion.
yeah, they do fashion, they do many
Shoes,
things. So
yeah.
shoes. So
Yeah, it's a
kind
more
it's more international now.
more
I think.
worldly
Yeah.
China nowadays.
Also,
Much more worldly.
Also, many kids, Chinese kids, they go to international school.
Right.
Or they already travel. They speak English.
So it's mostly positive sentiment.
Oh yeah,
For
sure,
Italian
sure, yes.
in
For
China.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Well, guys, this is Andy, and this has been our podcast. Of course, China. I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to us. It was really,
Thank you,
really
Andy.
inspiring for people who are thinking about, well, how can I develop a career in China? You can come with some basic knowledge and learn
Yeah.
and make your way through the
And when you-
ropes.
And
here
when
in
you
China.
find yourself in China or in Dongguan, Guangdong, different places, Czech Revolution, you might be able to go to see them
I
live.
hope so.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So you know what to do. Make sure that if you like our videos, you're going to hit the subscribe button. And when you do that, don't forget to hit the bell button to be notified whenever there is a new video out. And make sure to follow us and Andy and the Revolution Band in the social links that you see down here. And well, until we see you again, take it easy. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.